Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mistonia's Hope, continuing Edward's route. Probably gonna get our good end today. Good end today? Gonna get our good end today. Oh my god. Anyway, finishing up, because we're already in the end chapter, but you know what I mean. We're fighting with Edmund. So, well, Edward is fighting with Edmund. You know the drill. Within the eyes of... Oh, right, we're in Edmund's perspective. I forgot we switched. Listen, I recorded the other part yesterday, okay? Give me a minute. Within the eyes of my son before me was a fury unlike anything I'd ever seen. Hatred of the man harming his beloved, or stemming from disappointment in his father, who's forcing an unreasonable demand upon him. Whichever it is matters not. I've long awaited the day Edward would look at me with such eyes, with such an expression. Thinking back now, Edward had always been a son that didn't act according to my wishes. You wanted him to be bloodthirsty and stab you? You're not seriously considering the absurd idea of erasing the barriers between classes, are you? Indeed I am, Father. I believe that everyone in this country should be treated as equals. It's time we put an end to the age of building the nation by sacrificing others. During our arguments, repeated time and time again, even if I disapproved of his opinions, there was still something that never left Edward's eyes as he gazed at me. Desperate need for love? Father, no matter what Lily says or how you feel about me, I have great respect for you. Is Edmund like, good, it's about time he didn't respect me? 'Cause that's odd, but... fair enough, you don't deserve respect, so... not anymore. Within his cloudless, clear eyes was always unwavering respect and affection for me. I see now. So I was terrified. I was terrified of those eyes looking at me. I was terrified of learning that he loved me. Because you never loved him? Yeah, I could see where that would make you feel bad. I hadn't been irritated because my son wouldn't act however I wanted. Despite choosing a different path, he respects me as his father no matter how much time passes. That part of him grates my nerves. Edmund Bernstein isn't a man worthy of your respect. Actually, okay, like, good for you for recognizing that, but also, like, well, that's kind of sad, though. 2 seconds before. What, because he shouldn't respect you? Because damn right he should. I mean, it's a weird thing to be like, my son shouldn't respect me, and it's like, I mean, but valid. But it also kind of, you're like, oh, but it kind of feels bad a little. Like, Jesus. Because at least Edmund has enough, not self-recognition, that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Like, is enough self-reflection, I don't know, to be able to be like, I don't deserve your respect because I've done some horrible shit. So, you know what? I'm going to give you credit, Edmund, because there were so many douche-tastic people who were like, doesn't matter. You better give me respect. And it's like, you don't deserve it. You treat people like garbage. Doesn't matter. Just assume that respect is handed to you and a given. That you will respect them or whatever, no matter what. And it's like, respecting other people to a certain level, general human respect to one another, yes. There is you're like, I will generally respect another human being until you prove you are not worthy of that. And then you can get fucked. You get none. Like, there is a limit. Okay? There is a basic level, like like basic human empathy, basic respect for other people. But when you prove you're not worthy of that, oh, fuck no, you ain't getting even the basic. And you sure as fuck not getting what you think you're owed. I know people like this. I know people like this who are like, you will respect me. Excuse me? If you can't give respect, you don't get respect. Again, basic respect, basic human empathy. There's just that little bit, that ounce of it for everybody in general. That sounds like there's not a lot, but you know what I mean? Like, you just have, there's a basic level that you have that you were like, I do not know this person, but I will give them basic human respect. And then they open their mouths and you were like, and I'm going to be taking that back now. You can get fucked. But it's always those people who think they are owed respect, that you should respect them, despite the fact that they don't give it to anybody else. And it's like, humans are owed respect at a, again, tiny basic level until you prove otherwise. But it's always the people that prove otherwise that are the ones who just think that everyone should fawn all over themselves and throw every bit, and they should just be on a pedestal of respect. And it's like, fuck no. If you can't respect anyone else, you get none. You're not worthy of it. You know what I mean? It's the same people who were like, oh, you're not tolerant. If you don't have tolerance, you don't deserve it from me. It's the same thing with empathy. If you have none for anyone else, why the fuck should I waste my energy giving it to you? You know? You like you don't even have, it's one thing to be like, you have the basics and maybe you're not good at it. And it's like, okay, we got to teach you to not be a douche, and you might be able to learn. But when you are like head fat, no, I deserve X, Y, Z. No, you don't. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Not if you can't give that to same people. So at least Edmund is not one of those people. He's like, I do not deserve your respect because I am a trash bag. Good for you, Edmund. Good for the self-reflection and self-awareness. That's the word I was looking for. Being self-aware, unlike most trash bags. Proud of you. Good. Okay. Listen, I can respect the fact that he knows he should not be respected and does not, deserve Edward's respect. I can respect that. It's really a weird chain of events there, but still, you know what I'm saying. Anyway. But good for him. Good for him for having self-awareness. Hey, Eddie, I want to have that child nearby. Could you bring her here, please? That child. Florence's daughter. It was roughly 15 years ago when she'd given me that decree without warning. As you wish, Your Majesty. I shall bring the girl in question before you right away. When I answered her, however, what filled my mind wasn't loyalty toward the Queen, but the foolish delusion that if her daughter was gone, Florence might return to my side. She also has a son. Is Riley only my half-brother? Did you bone my mom? Then we'd have to think that our mom was cheating on her dad, but in reality that was absolutely absurd. But I'd been a captive of my obsession ever since Florence rejected me the summer I turned 16. Wow. Wow, sir, seriously, get over it. Get over it. I just want to put the parallels into the other game we're playing in tandem of this, and it's like, it took, you were a decade, and you're still not over some little, like, schoolyard fight? Get the fuck over it, buddy, but this is worse. I mean, okay, like, in a romance novel, you'd be like, oh, look, the pining for decades, oh, it's romantic. Not in this case, no, because, like, we're not the you know what I mean? Depends on the situation. If you're in, like, a freaking gothic romance novel or something, and you're like, oh, he's been pining for her for decades, oh, then it's, like, tragic romance or something, you're like, but, like, you're talking about my mom, dude, back off, that's creepy. Like, this is my love interest's dad who's obsessed with my mom. Now, that's just weird. This is the scenario where it's weird. But, like, also, like, I mean, seriously, you should probably get over the shit that happened when you were, like, 16. Depending on what it is. If it's someone who broke your heart when you were 16, you kind of should let that go. You know? Maybe. Be like, oh, they rejected me, that sucks. You pine for a while, but like, Edmund, it's been like 20 to 30 years. I don't really know how old you're supposed to, well, we're all in our, am I like 18 or something? 18 or 19? It's been at least 20 years, if not longer. Our brother was older. God, no, it's been almost, oh my God, no. Oh my God, sir, it's been almost 30 years. It's been almost 30 years because our brother is the same age as Lucas, and Lucas is almost 30. Okay, was he like 28 or something? Like 28 or 29. He's like almost as old as Alfred. So like, sir, like it's been multiple decades. Get over it. Like, let it fucking go, girl. Everybody starts singing for him. I can't give up on Lewis no matter how hard I try. I like him. Marriage was something our families decided. I understand in my head that it's an important political union, but I can't go against my heart. Lewis, Florence, and I were childhood friends. By the time I reached the age of enrolling in boarding school, I'd known that our days as a trio would come to an end. Well, this is kind of funny because it's not like she chose our dad. It still sounds like she's in love with him, but our families decided they should get married, and she's like, oh, yay, good for me. But I'd assumed the end would come the day Lewis voluntarily stepped aside. So I'm the one who ought to step away. The girl reflected in my despairing eyes was devoted to Lewis alone. She exuded a powerful determination to face the criticisms of those around her for the sake of her heart's desire. What? Determination to face the criticisms of those around her for being in love with Lewis, but our family decided. It's not like she chose him and they were like, oh, he's not good enough for you. Our parents, it was kind of almost an arranged marriage. But she's okay with it. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. Why would people be criticizing her for that? She was absolutely stunning. I couldn't stop myself from loving her. Although, again, if this was like some kind of tragic romance novel, we'd probably be boning our boyfriend and our boyfriend's dad, and it'd be some kind of fucked up, like, dark romance. So, I know he's thinking of my mom the whole time, but it's totally fine. Maybe someday he'll love me. You think I've read that book? I don't know if I've read that book, but if you've read that book, let me know what book that is. I'm pretty sure I did read a book where it's like, no, she doesn't. No, well, she does bang a guy that her mom banged a long time ago. And it was like, fucking weird. Fucking weird. Anyway. I mean, you know, there's probably about 300 books out there like that, so, you know. I received the queen... Oh, that's him. I received the queen's orders and headed to capture her daughter, but House Randolph had already vanished without a trace. I don't feel like I failed to capture her daughter. It's more like I've missed my chance to capture Florence. What am I thinking? How could I be so foolish? It's not like these feelings could come to anything after everything that's happened. And though I knew I was a prisoner of my fruitless affection, I wasn't able to put it behind me. And it was when the incident happened. At least we're getting a little backstory. Goodness, Father, why are you still here? Look at Lily! Did we ever see her in this dress? Oh, she might have worn this dress when she went to the ball, but like normally she's in her morning outfit, but... What do you mean by that? Now isn't it quite strange that the head of the 5 houses hasn't heard of it from the Queen? I learned from Lady Tia that all the other 5 houses members have gone on expedition. It was to Elpig, I believe. They apparently discovered that House Randolph is living there in hiding. So, like, I just want to throw back. Beep, beep. Let's back it the fuck on up. Keep the beepers on, okay? To the common route when we're standing there in the room and she's talking about like, oh, wasn't there a bunch of people died, as if she'd only heard about it in rumor. Okay, and yet here she is like, oh, they're going to get them. So you knew a little bit more about that than you let on. Which, I mean, we knew she was shady and suspicious, okay? But here's adding to that. Again, I don't think we're going to get to the level of how fucking sus this bitch is, but she was in there like, oh, I heard about that. Oh, wasn't there a town that was destroyed? Oh my gosh. As if it was like, oh yeah, wasn't there, didn't something happen with that town? And oh right, yeah, everyone, like as if it was something that happened and she had no idea about it and it was just something that happened in the news or something. You know what I mean? then you didn't have insider information. But right here, you knew more about it than you were pretending to know in that Common Route segment. So, okay. I feel like she acted like she knew nothing, and here she's like, how come you don't know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh, I was struck speechless as Lily watched me with a meaningful smile. Yeah, and see, she's like, your lady love is there. Obviously, Lily knows. And then I headed for Elkbeak. This time I would obtain Florence with my own hands. So you're gonna have Nicholas kill her husband and her son. Nicholas as a ninja is still fucking hilarious to me. Ah, my lord, why are you here? That's my line, Nick. Why have you come while leaving your lord in the dark? Not to mention, is that blood? I'd hurried to Elbeek on horseback. There I discovered Nicholas standing motionlessly in the village estate with a bloody knife in hand. Interesting. So it's kind of almost like Edmund had no idea that this was going down. So Nicholas is really the one that we should kill because he's the one that killed our family. And it's not even like Edmund came and was like, Nicholas, off them so I don't have to bloody myself. No one told him this was going down. Interesting. Nick didn't approve of my continued feelings for Florence. He's always warned that my affections for her would eventually drive me and my household to ruin. And don't tell me... Before my premonition became reality, however, I heard a voice that shook my very soul. Eddie! Florence! The Queen's demanded that we must kill all the members of House Randolph. But I will help you and you alone get to safety. Come with me, Florence. I rushed to her and spoke, nearly delirious with anxiety. It was like I was dreaming. The woman I loved, who I hadn't seen in so long, had only grown more brilliant as time left its mark on her. You know, you gotta give him credit for that. Like, time has made you even more beautiful. Instead of being like, man, I want a 20-year-old, because, like, once women hit 30 and they start, like, looking grown up, they're gross. Ew, look, wrinkles, gray hair. And he's over there like, oh, those little lines around your eyes are beautiful. Like, good for you. Good for you. I mean, I'm just saying, men start to look hotter once they hit 30. Like, they might be kind of you're like, oh, look, he's cute at 20, but once they hit 30, you're like, damn, what the hell? So I'm just saying. Some men, okay? You know, a lot of them. Most of them. Like, 30 is like a good range. 30s and 40s. But, like, most of the time, women are made to feel like crap once you hit... I mean, seriously, we all know this. You're 30, you're dead. You're basically dead. Dig your own grave. You better climb in the grave. If you're 29, you should start digging a hole now, sweetie. Okay, because once you hit 30, you're just going to lay there while people throw dirt on you and bury you. Dear God. Oh, God. The benefit is then when you hurt yourself, you're like, oh, I walked up the stairs and I hurt my knee. Me last night. Just, who knew? Walking up the stairs like I do every night. I would just do it wrong last night and hurt my knee. Good for me. Good for me. Like, existing hurts, but then once you pass 30 and everything you're like, I can be okay with that. When you're like 25 and you're like, my knee hurts, it's like, what's wrong with you? You're like, my knee hurts. I'm over 30. Oh, yeah, no, standard. Okay, you're fine. So that's the benefit. But no, you gotta love a man who's like, age has made you more beautiful. Good for him. You know, he might stab my mom, but like, gotta give him credit for this, so. Enthralled by her beauty, I reached out, but how can I go with you? A sharp sting ran through my hand, and I snapped out of it. I realized that Florence had slapped my hand away, and I looked over the woman before me once again. Fury was burning in her eyes. Fine, if I can't have you, no one can. You people killed Lewis, killed Riley. You'll help me escape. Don't toy with me. Such inhumane brutality is unforgivable. I'll never forgive you. I will make you taste the same pain and death, I swear. Hey, we get our vengeance from our mom. Lewis was killed. I see. The moment I heard Florence's words, I comprehended what Nicholas had done. But rather than mourn my childhood friend, my mind only thought that Florence was beautiful, even when overtaken by hot indignation. I mean, this man's got a one-track mind. With a yearning so strong I almost cursed it. I could only stare at Florence. You should be the one to die! Go to hell! Damn, Mom! Shit! We know where we get our, balls from. She knew she didn't stand a chance, yet she swung her blade in my direction. Tears streamed down her cheeks. She was perfect. Stop it, Florence! I only wish to take you away with me. I've already said that! I'm not going! I easily evaded her haphazard attacks, admiring her all the while, but then I spotted Nicholas moving in the corner of my vision. Realizing what he was going to do, I averted my gaze just for a second. Stop, Nick! Don't harm her! I called out to keep him from attacking her, but that split second was what led to tragedy. Die! Seeing her golden opportunity, Florence swung her final blow. The habits ingrained within me over many years set my body in motion. A wind. Muscle memory exercised my self powers. My wind blasted her delicate body away. Florence! Florence! Oh, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Hurriedly running to her, I lifted her listless body in my arms. However, the frail whisper that slipped out of her mouth was no different from a curse to me. This... Ugh! Even though you're in my arms, the person you call for is Louis. You've only eyes for him. Hearing the name that spilled from Florence's mouth, my heart iced over, then began boiling in an instant. Why won't you choose me? Because you're killing her family. I mean, to be fair, you showed up after the fact, but she might know Nick is your butler. Why, Florence? My lord, you mustn't! Did he just stab her, half-lifeless body? By the time I came to my senses, Florence, bloody all over, had long stopped breathing in my arms. So you flung her with your wind, the habit, okay, sure, self-defense, because she was coming at you and you weren't thinking. And then you stabbed her because you were mad? Alright, okay. Yeah, that's some dark, fucked up shit. I can't scream like him. No! This isn't what I wanted to do! I only wanted you to smile by my side. I don't know how you expected that to happen after her son and husband were murdered, but... by your butler. I couldn't express how much I regretted allowing violent fury to take over back then. But regret couldn't turn back time. Left only with the choice to head down a dark path, I averted my gaze from life's brilliance. Father... I'm not a father that deserves respect. I'm a sinner who clung to my obsessive love until it ended in the most nightmarish way possible. So don't look at me with those eyes. Father! My gaze crashed into Edwards, who was glaring at me with rage blazing in his eyes. Behind him was a girl that reminded me of Florence. It's different from back then, isn't it? This time there was someone who tried to stop me. The fact that it was my blood-related son sparked joy within my heart. Okay, good, because goddamn, his voice hurts, man, after that long of a period of time. That's Edward attacking his dad, but also meaning to get aside from him. Okay, guys, you got it. Can you stop? It hurts. Edmund and Ed continued their intense exchange. Can we call them Eddie and Ed? Their movements look evenly matched. Ed has the upper hand in agility, but Edmund's attacks are precise, sharp, and heavy. I'd like to give him a hand, but reckless attempts to attack had the risk of throwing Ed off instead. Was there some kind of tactic I could use? Brainstorming, my gaze wandered. That was when I realized that the other battle had also reached its peak. Oh, dear God, I forgot. Ugh, there's no way this guy's retired. I had easily parried the countless attacks I'd sent in his direction. He moved without stopping, his breathing ever steady. The man was so light on his feet that he might as well have been air itself. Maybe he is. Phew. Tch. His aim's precise, too. If I let my guard down even a little, he'll kill me for sure. I fell back and Nicholas took the second of respite to speak. I've done some digging about you. Alvin is a fake name. John is your real one. Why can't I do Nicholas's voice anymore? I swear to God, I can't just... I don't know, he's starting... Like, I don't know why I can't do his voice anymore. I can't do it. I can't do whatever voice we gave him in the beginning. It's all of a sudden just turned into something else. I don't know. You hail from the same hometown as that girl, and you are her ally. I was able to glean that, but something doesn't add up. That's a little better. Okay. There wasn't any man the same age as Riley Randolph within this house or that village. I'm just saying that put that pin over there in that fucking John is Oberon's fucking vessel. Okay? I don't know why that this is pointing to that, but it's like, oh yeah, no, I grew up in the village too, and we knew each other. Like, you know what I mean? So who are you really? Is John really our brother? Did Riley actually get out? Wait. Game? Don't stop. Don't make me excited. Is the name John also a lie? Who are you? I never knew that assassins were chatterboxes. I'll remember that. You're never going to find out, but I love the fact that, you know, well, I knew it was inappropriate for the occasion. I had such thoughts as I glanced over in Milady's direction. Our eyes met. Her forehead wrinkled with worry, but thankfully she didn't seem to have heard what Nicholas said. It's so intriguing. But remember, because you would have done Ascot's route first, according to the dev's recommended direction. So Ascot having some info about John's route, you might already know what the deal is going on here and where the fuck Ascot went and why. I like better that we don't know. You're like, where the fuck did Ascot go? Like, that's a mystery. And this whole you're like, ooh, John's getting more mysterious. Again, he looks like Oberon, so, like, fight me if you knew there was always something going to be sus about him. Not in a bad way, but you knew you're like, you got some secrets. So this is adding to it, and it's kind of more fun. I don't see any need to answer that question. Responding succinctly, I then thought I had to prevent him from saying anything more than he already had. I should settle things swiftly. He's a frustrating opponent, but not impossible. I got a question for you. This is a battle with our lives on the line. Why wager yours? Did Edmund order you to do so? I owe a debt of gratitude to my lord. I've dedicated my life for his sake. Is life something you'd offer up to settle a debt? Suppose it depends on the person. You're indebted to him. In other words, your lord is your most precious person. I see. That's why you'd risk your life for him. Hearing the conclusion I'd arrived at, Nicholas, for some reason, knitted his brows. Because his most precious person's his wife. Should be. Regrettably, it appears that there are many people around who think in extreme ways. Why do each and every one of you refuse to give your heart to more than a single person? Nicholas over there, like, harem route, girl. You know what? No. Let the man cook. Because he's like harem route. Yeah, I'm with Nicholas. Okay. What was that? He whispered something, so I thought I'd ask. Shaking his head once, Nicholas ignored me. That's not what he means. He's like, I have my most precious person wife and my most precious person best friend Lord Man, Edmund. Like, I have room in my heart to have both. You know what I mean? And to be willing to fight for both. But, you know, I still just like that he's like, why can't I have more than one person that I love the most? Woo! Harem ending! Hell yeah, here for that. I will recognize my life belongs to my lord. However, there are many definitions of precious. He is important to me as the one I serve, make no mistake, but another has my heart. Which is why I don't lightly toss around the words most precious or anything of the sort. That doesn't appear to be the case for you. Nicholas pointed to Milady with his eyes. I nodded back at him confidently. Milady isn't the person I serve, though. But you're right. I dedicate my life to her and her alone. Not the person I serve. It's Oberon. I still can't quite comprehend your lecture, but if you're risking your life for Edmund here and now, then it's decided. What do you mean by that? His expression grew fierce and... His expression grew fierce, well. That better just be rain on our window. Instead of an answer, I held up my knife. I'm hoping it's just... Because my window doesn't have, like, an overhang. It's just on the side. So I hope it's just... Because I just hear tinging noises, and I'm like, it better just be rain on the window and not, like, something dripping or leaking. It's just weird where I am because it's echoing up, so. Oh, I'm still... Okay. Without hesitation, I broke into a sprint and headed straight toward Edmund. What? Ah! The knife I threw before entering Edmund's range flew in a straight line through the air toward its target. And it pierced Nicholas's arm as he stepped forward to protect his lord. Using underhanded tricks, insolent brat! Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't have the luxury of taking the high road. I'm glad you're someone who'd prioritize your lord's life. So that he wouldn't use the same trick in turn, I took up a position closer to Milady, still facing Nicholas, watching his every move. He pulled out the knife, stabbing into his arm without so much as a grimace, but I was certain it dealt the intended damage. Is it poisoned? With that conviction, I closed the gap between us once again. My apologies, Olivia. It seems that I will have to return late today. In a body bag? Kind of feel bad having to kill Nicholas, but I mean... The moment I swung down my knife, I thought I heard Nicholas whisper someone's name, but I didn't think too deeply about it. We both had something we couldn't concede and people we had to protect. We were putting our lives on the line for that purpose. That was all I needed to know. Seeing that John had gained the upper hand in his fight with Nicholas, I sighed in relief. When I saw him throw his knife at Edmund, it gave me an idea. I might be able to create an opening for Ed with something as simple as throwing my knife, too. Taking care so that he wouldn't notice me, I closed in on Edmund. I'd intended to wait for a golden opportunity, but... That was a really lame, like... It was under an especially heavy blow from Edmund, Ed's sword snapped clean in half. Damn. Unable to keep his balance from the momentum, Ed collapsed. When he tried to climb up to his feet, Edmund's deadly blade swiftly approached. Ed! My blood... Oh, my body. Not my blood, wow. I was gonna say my bloody what? No, my body moved before I could think. I threw my knife forward. My target wasn't Edmund, but Ed, who lost his weapon. He expertly caught the hilt midair. It ends with this, Edward! It felt as if I watched their next movements in slow motion. You know the bad end? We're gonna end up here, and Edward's gonna die. Edmund swung down his sword, and almost the same time as Ed thrust the knife forward. Then... Ed's lunge was faster, and the knife pierced the left side of Edmund's chest. And it used the full force of his body to ram the knife in and... Father... Watching his father fall backward onto the ground ever so slowly, he whispered that in a daze. Father! Then after that moment's delay, he cried out, finally realizing what he had done, and fell to his knees beside Edmund. Ed... Edmund was motionless, the knife sticking out of his chest. Ed pulled the man into his arms to support him. I keep wanting to change his name from Ed to Edward. Also, it's like, Ed! Edward. Sure, fine. Sounds fancier. I don't know. Quietly, I walked up to them. You should have been able to kill me. But at the last moment, you almost looked as if you let me strike first. Why? Why? Why would you do something so heartless as making me kill you? Ed laid his emotions bare as he sought answers. Edmund's lips twitched into a weak smile. For the same reason as you two. To prove that my way of thinking was right. Edmund spoke between gasps for air, and his gaze shifted from Ed to me. Florence, I've lost count of how many times I wish that someone would have appeared to stop me on the day before I hurt you. Back then I immediately realized I was mistaken. I did something foolish, something horrible that could never be undone. I wish that someone would punish me. Edmund was seeing someone else through me, but this time I didn't say that I wasn't Florence. Instead, I placed my hand on Ed's arm to support him. I could feel that he was trembling. And then, when you said you were going to prove that your past self was right, Father, you meant the past self that believed you would be brought to justice? And that someone is me? Ed asked in a small, childlike voice, and Edmund looked as if he was finally at peace. Yes, indeed. Unlike that day, you appeared before me this time. You stood in my way. At long last I was able to fulfill my wish. Are you saying that you made me do something like this to grant you your own wish? It's nothing but cruelty. If I had a choice, I didn't want to kill. Ed's sentence broke off there. Edmund gazed at Ed with warmth for the very first time, with the eyes of a pure father. That's right, Edward. Resent me, hate me, hold me in contempt, and don't end up like me. Lead a life that's completely different from mine. You should go down your own path. After those words, Edmund let out a deep exhale. It seemed that the flame of life within him was already dimming. By pure chance, my eyes met with John's, who stood next to Nicholas's body on the ground. Aw, Nicholas ain't making it home to Olivia. Looks like the other battle's settled too. In that case, I should have accomplished my revenge, yet my heart didn't feel any lighter. It was as if I was still wandering aimlessly in darkness. Ed was right. Even if I get my revenge, it doesn't bring me happiness. All I feel is a numb sense of emptiness. Then what should I do? As the thought skimmed my mind, Ed touched my hand. Miss Beasy, I have a request. I'm not going to kill you. Don't even. I know that I shouldn't ask this of you, but as his son, there's something I desperately want to show my father in his last moments. Will you please grant me this favor? Oh, sure. The request he asked for was one that only I could achieve. The person dying in front of me was the target of my resentment, but Edmund is the father of the person I fell in love with. The one and only father Ed loves. And this is not to give Edmund peace, this is to give it to Edward, so absolutely. Ed was anguished. He'd killed his own father. Not yet. Not yet. He's almost dead. He's not quite dead. He was already aggrieved. Seeing his pain, my answer was clear. Nah, I'm just kidding. I want to bring salvation to the heart of my beloved, just like he did for me. When I came to that decision, my hatred for Edmund dimmed, replaced by my affection for Ed. I communicated my agreement by taking Edmund's hands, activating my face sight without a word. Eddie! Florence. Oh, Florence? I'm just going to talk normal, because, like, Eddie, hurry up! Lewis is here, too. Oh, I see, because it's young Edmund, so. Searching through my hazy memories, I recalled where I was. Very soon, Lewis and I were going to enter boarding school. And before our enrollment, the three of us had come to our favorite hill. Is Edward like, can you just pretend? Can you give my dad the vision that he got to be with your mom so that he can die happy? That's kind of adorably sweet of you. Lewis, he's somewhat faint-hearted, but he's a good guy. Did I say faint-hearted? Wow. Faint-hearted? Jesus. Florence, she's a bit feisty, but I know that she has the kindest heart. I really liked the two of them. I wanted to stay by their sides just like I always had. But the moment I thought that, sadness pulled me down. I tried to push it away, chasing after my friends. Father. Huh? I'd assumed the three of us were all alone on this hill. Felt a dazzling golden light rushing past me and I glanced over. No one was there. Only a gust of wind twirled torn leaves into the sky. As if following their movement, I raised my face. Oh, what a breathtaking blue sky. The clear sky seemed to remind me of someone's eyes. The scenery gave me an odd sense of nostalgia, and I found a smile curling my lips. I like this. Oh, so it's not even that, it's just he gets to be with his friends again. It's just we're putting you with your friends again before everything got weird. I wanted to watch the sky forever. I couldn't imagine how blissful it would be to have the love of this wind that swept across the hill and through the crystal clear sky. Thinking that, I slowly closed my eyes. Do you think Father was able to leave while start seeing a happy illusion? I don't know. I can only tell my power the general theme of the illusion I want to show. So even I don't know what exactly this person has seen, or whether he managed to see all of it before he went. Ed had asked me to show Edmund a vision of a time when he'd lived peacefully, without anguish. But I didn't know Edmund's past. That was why I willed my power to show him a snippet of a time when that was both nostalgic and blissful. Still, I don't know what he saw, but I'm sure your wish came true, Ed. You think so? Yes. I mean, look. Edmund's smiling. I'm sure he departed this life with happiness in his heart. Yeah, it would be nice if that's true. As Edmund slept in Ed's arms, his expression was calm. He seemed like a stranger compared to the man I knew. Like this, Edmund did indeed resemble Ed a lot. I gazed at my beloved, who kneeled at my side. His long fingers were stained with blood. His golden hair clung to the sweat on his forehead. But his wide open eyes remained pristine, ever pure and innocent. How could I bear to not reach out toward him? Oh, she is so fucking pretty in the CG, damn. And like, when he's all covered in blood, it'd be so pretty if it wasn't like covered in blood, but it's still pretty all the same. Ed, you can cry, you know. I whispered as I touched his blood-stained cheeks. After casting down his eyes for a while, Ed slowly shook his head. I could never cry for this person in front of you. When you think about what Father has done to you, I have no right to mourn for him. It's enough that you were willing to go along with my request. I don't want to cause you any more pain than... That's not it, Ed. He argued his case, but I gently stopped him. I wore a soothing smile to support him. I'm not addressing Edward Bernstein. I'm talking to Ed, who loves his father very much and has worked hard to earn his recognition. Ed, are you sad that you lost your father? Are you so heartbroken that feels like your chest is being torn apart? I tenderly caressed his cheeks, and Ed's expression contorted as if trying to withstand the weight of his grief. It's painful. I'm Very sad, but you probably haven't cried either, have you? Were you able to grieve properly and cry when you lost your family? It was an unexpected question, and my heart skipped a beat. Realization dawned on me. Oh, I see. What I wanted to do was. I finally arrived at the answer after 8 years. My wish wasn't revenge. Far from it. You're right. I haven't cried properly either. I haven't managed to properly feel my sadness and say that I'm lonely. I'd shut my heart away because I hadn't wanted to face reality. I painted over my sorrow with rage and vengeance to survive. If that's true, then you should mourn for your family first. You cry first, Spacey. Don't you dare say that to me right now, Edward, because I might. He murmured in a voice filled with compassion before cupping my cheek as well. Oh. Our gazes silently intersected. The first to shed tears was me. Father, Mother, Riley, don't leave me all alone by myself. Those words spilled out quietly. Everything, memories, suffering, sadness, and more, overflowed in me once the dam was opened. I remembered the faces of my family and their smiles, my despair when I'd lost them all. Don't leave me behind. Smile and stay with me forever. As I remembered all of them one by one, I reverted to my 11-year-old self. I don't want you to die. I broke down sobbing at the very end. I could no longer form words. I cried nonstop, my shoulders heaving with sobs. Ed wiped away my tears while he voiced his feelings. I also wanted him to stay by my side forever. I'm so sorry I can't follow your wishes, but, Father, I can't bring myself to hate you. Even if we were walking down different paths, even if I don't follow your way of life, I still wanted you to love me. As I listened to his agony, I recalled what Oberon told me a long time ago. He said that the purity of sylphs is the reason they can also bring about misfortune. Maybe he was right, but I'm certain that there's more to that description. The descendants of sylph that I knew had hurt themselves more than anyone else due to the misfortunes they wrought. But also the tears they shed were of emotion so pure that they touched all around them. Ed, I will give you love. If I give you lots and lots of love to make up for all that you weren't... Oh, I'll give you lots and lots of love to make up for all that you weren't able to receive. I swear that I'll always be with you and watch over your brave efforts. These were the words that Edmund hadn't said, the words Ed wanted to hear more than anything. That was why I wanted to say them to him now. Thank you, Spacey. As our storms were soothed, Ed managed to smile. He answered my feelings in kind. I will also give you love. I will smile and always be with you. Let's head to a bright future together. Oh, nope, don't do that. Oh my... Are you now the head butler? I'm sorry. See, Nicholas was like, it's okay to love more than one person. And we're like, Edward, I'm going to be banging our butler. Sorry. I'm sorry, but John just got hotter when you put him in a butler outfit. For a second, okay. Also, I know that there's going to be like the voiceover thing at the end. I will have to edit that in post just because since we're using a new recording software and it's the first time we've done it, I don't know. Like, well, this one I can drag it up really loud and then bring it back down, but I'll just have to snip it, edit it to raise that up so you can hear, like, Edward talking. So, anyway. That's the report I received. What shall we do? Are you listening, Lord Bernstein? I was captivated by the glimmering sunlight that filtered in the windows when my sharp-eyed butler, John, told me off. Oh, I'm assuming we're Edward, so never mind. I had been listening to him properly, though, so I smiled leisurely as I answered his question. Yeah, I was listening, of course. I suppose this is a matter that requires a conference. I believe so. You asked me as if it's the natural thing to do, but you shouldn't take the opinion of a mere butler. I love the fact that John's become a butler. And I mean, this uniform it's a nice uniform, and it looks good on you. I gotta, do I miss your Boy Scout uniform a little? Absolutely, but this is hot. So, he sighed, appalled, but my judgment of him was that his self-esteem was too low. And so without a lick of shame, I continued. You aren't a mere butler, though, are you? To me, you're an advisor. You're an advisor I can be myself around. You're my beloved wife's childhood friend. Edward's like, I'm keeping all of her childhood friends close. As if enemies. Keeping you under my roof so I can keep an eye on you. Yeah, but when you're out, I don't have to have my boyfriend running away because he lives in the house. I'm just saying, Edmund. I'm saying, Edward, like, this is probably not smart. I know, Bird. Well, yeah, whatever you say. Please stop bragging about your love life so casually. Poor John. This isn't the time to be losing brain cells out of happiness. Only 3 years have passed since the Queen's demise. It's been 3 years already? And we're already married? We missed that. Well, you could also put it as already 3 if you consider the state of the nation. Anyway, this is a bad time to lose focus, yeah? You're right. The situation is transforming by the hour. Indeed, 3 entire years had passed since that incident. Marquess Bernstein had risen in revolt, but because I, his son, had brought an end to it, it didn't jeopardize my entire household. In exchange, they put a significant amount of pressure on me to protect this country. Grand Albion, which had lost her absolute symbol of power, was still under the threat of Fremdalen even now. Fremdelandians? Fremdelindalandians? Ever since, the 5 houses, with the exception of House Lindell, whose head was still unaccounted for, I just love that he disappeared, and I'm so curious, were responding to the issue. However, just like John said, this country was still far from peaceful and safe. Well then, I shall send missives about the conferences to each of the houses right away. Oh, and you're also going to hold a banquet on the first day of the conferences, right? Well, we've also got to arrange ingredients. John sank into his thoughts while muttering under his breath. As I watched him, my honest thoughts slipped out on their own. You're always so dependable, John. It's such a waste to leave you as a butler. Can we make him husband number 2? Us again, my lord. I love the way. I'm sorry, even inside of his coat's great. Look at, they even gave him the, like, John Jacket pose. But, like, with his butler coat and with it flaring out. It's the exact same. It's even, it's got the same, like, outline with his butler jacket flaring like his overcoat did, but it's green on the inside because that's his color. Oh, he's got a green pocket square, too. It's so funny. Sensing what I was trying to get at, John scrunched up his face. Yes, I'll repeat it as many times as I must. House Randolph's honor has been restored. As someone from that village, it's fine for you to adopt the Randolph name, don't you think? With that, the 4 houses would return to 5. I think it's a brilliant idea. John took the position at House Bernstein early on after losing both father and Nicholas. I couldn't bear to leave a capable man like him in the position of a mere servant. I thought this was a fitting proposal, and I brought it up at every turn, only to be rejected by John each time. I wonder why. We're going to find out why when we get to his route. I won't succeed House Randolph. I'm afraid I don't have the right to be its heir. Not to mention that someone more worthy of inheriting the Randolph name might appear in the near future, right? Duh, that sounds sus as fuck. Someone more suitable than you? I can't think of anyone who could be. Hold on. I gotta give the bird a break. He's getting fidgety and bitey and kind of being a dick. You gotta go? Quick. We're getting close to time now. I honestly couldn't understand the meaning of his words, and I inclined my head. Then, just a reminder, my lord, you have a darling wife whom you brag about so much that I get fed up with the topic, don't you? Wait. Yeah, okay. I certainly hope you can put 2 and 2 together. that we're gonna have a baby and we're gonna give our kid that? He said with a sigh, as I pictured my darling wife and his words. The meaning, the meaning of what he said finally dawned on me. John, don't try to get me pregnant! I see. True, we could do it that way, but even if we do choose that path, it would be over a decade down the line, wouldn't it? In the end, I still think you're... Regrettably, I have to end the topic here. Please tackle a realistic issue on hand rather than notions that are unlikely to be realized. I think it's very funny that John's like, don't you have a wife that you could, like, knock up? Shut the fuck up, John. I don't want kids. How dare you? The audacity. Will you just take the job? Try to get me pregnant. I mean, we could practice, but I ain't getting pregnant over here. Well, I can wait until tomorrow, I guess. As he closed his notebook, John loosened up the scowl on his face just a little. You're scheduled for a family outing today, aren't you? You wanted the day off, so you have nothing scheduled the entire day. Please take your time and enjoy. Hearing that, a smile spread on my face so wide that I couldn't hope to hide it. Thanks, John. Okay, then I'll be heading out. Hopefully they didn't let me cook. When I went outside the castle, a single enclosed carriage was parked with no driver. It seemed that we could set off at a moment's notice once I climbed aboard as the coachman. Spacey, my apologies for arriving late. Shall we set off? I called out to her as I opened the carriage door, and a melodious voice answered me. Oh, me in my little purple dress. I haven't waited that long, so don't worry. But knowing you, John was probably giving you an earful about not bragging about your love life or to stop being silly, am I right? Pretty much. Even when he said that, he made sure to clear my schedule today. He's dependable and kind. Yeah, he really is. John also knows very well that today's the one day you can't make concessions on. After all, it's the anniversary of Father's death. Even though 3 years had passed, the scenery of that day was still sharp in my memory. I would never forget the fact that I killed my father with my own hands, nor all the sorrow and anguish that came after. That's the very reason I made it a rule to spend this day with family. Well then, shall we go to our secret hideout? We can take our time to commemorate everyone. Yes, let's. Place on the hill. When I smiled at the woman I loved, who was now my wife, she returned it with one of her own. She'd sworn to be with me forever on that day, and true to her words, she was beside me now. Feeling grateful, I took the driver's seat. The place our carriage took us was Ed's... Oh, that's okay, I guess we're me now. The place our carriage took us was Ed's secret hideout that he'd once taken me to. The hill, we just didn't transition aside from a normal transition. Well then, may I have your hand? He climbed down from the driver's seat and opened the carriage door for us. Eddie, let's climb down together, okay? We're calling him Eddie? Don't do that. Oh my god, do we have a child? You know what? You ruined it, game. You ruined it. You ruined it. I do not like it when they force kids on me. I don't like it when it's like, you got married and have babies. And I hate that. Oh, Edward, you were doing so good, but right now it's like, okay, we're having, nope. Nope. No. Let's back it up. Let's stop right here. Okay. Our adorable son, Edwin. Of course, Edmund, Edward, Edwin. Jesus Christ. Unhurriedly stepped down the carriage steps, one at a time. Yeah, no, I won't. I don't think it's... I hate it. I hate it when they force kids on me. I don't like... Listen, I will adopt spunky lost children. We will adopt them, but you making me give birth? No, I don't... No, that's my turn off in games. I do not like it when they do that in games at all. We're lucky. The weather's good today. Yeah, especially considering Rowan's usual weather. All 3 years, today's been sunny. Do you think that maybe Father wishes to see the blue sky? Yeah, maybe he does. The wind, carrying the smell of greenery, brushed against me. I regarded Ed as he stood by my side. Then I looked toward our son, who was rolling about freely on the hill. A smile played at my lips. Eddie resembles you more and more every day. His golden hair and crystal clear eyes. You're practically identical. I mean, you do realize that we look like we could be twins right now. Our hair's a little bit lighter blonde than his, but the blonde hair, blue eyes, like, how do you fuck you know he looks like your husband and not you? I'm just saying. Huh? I thought that he resembled you. After saying that with a touch of surprise, Ed gingerly stroked my abdomen. Oh, dear God, and we're pregnant again. Who do you think this one will take after? Oh, dear fucking God. Oh, you forced a kid on me and now I'm pregnant? It's not. Listen, that is like, listen, some people are like, I don't like banging my brethren around. I'm absolutely for that. I do not like when you force children or pregnancy on me. This is a complete and utter turnoff. And Edward's route up until this, take this and get it out of here. Kind of ruins it. Not a fan. Don't like it. 0 out of 10. Would highly not recommend his route now. The rest of his route was good, but this... Seeing John as a butler, though. But I would have been like, oh, we're going on a picnic. Let's pretend this never happened. Don't even. Nope. Nope. Should have known it was coming when John was trying to get me pregnant. That I'm already... Oh, dear God. I hate it. Oh, I don't even want to read it. I hate it so fucking much, guys. I hate fucking pregnancy shit. I just hate it. Who knows? It might be you. It might be me. Or it might be someone else in the family. Within my stomach was our second child. Ugh. I whispered, my throat closing up a bit with emotion. Ed cast down his eyes. Can we just hurry it up and wrap it up so I don't have to read this anymore and we don't have to keep talking about it? No matter who they take after, I'll be delighted. There's no doubt that they'll become someone as precious to me as you and Eddie. By the way, John was thinking about the future and musing if this child is a girl. He mentioned that you can make this child the heir of House Randolph. I was aware that John was stubbornly refusing Ed's proposal to succeed the Randolph household. I could kind of understand where John was coming from, but I still pouted. Is he saying that if it's a girl, we can arrange for a groom to marry into the family? That's a pretty self-centered way of doing things. Plus, I want this child to have the chance to choose their own life. Right. I think so, too. Sensing that I was just a tad offended, Ed smiled gently as he continued. I want this child and Eddie to decide their own paths in life. Even if it's a path that clashes with mine, I want them to follow their beliefs. Yeah, just like how you did. Without particularly meaning to, we went to a topic that reminded us of Edmund. Today was that kind of day. We'd come here for remembrance, so it was just the right time to get started. I mean, that I can't begrudge them doing that. And it's still a cute CG without children, and at least she doesn't have a super, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could be like, the CG is still cute. The CG is still adorable. There's no signs of children around, so good, at least for that. And I can't begrudge them for being like, I want our children to make their determination to be who they want to be, even if it doesn't agree with, like, for Edward to be like, even if they don't follow my path, kind of like how I didn't follow Edmund's path. And it's like, okay, I kind of like, I see what you're doing there, and I can't begrudge you that. Good for you there, but I still hate when you force kids on me. I don't even want you to be like, I hope that our kids someday, yeah, I don't even want to talk about future kids. But I would rather you do that than now forcing kids and maybe being pregnant. I don't know. That just, it does just like ruin it for me. Like, you're like, oh, everything's so cute. Oh, you know what? Never mind. It was a 10 out of 10 and now I'm back to like 1. Yeah. And I like our little sunshine golden retriever, but you kind of like, you leave a bad taste in my mouth. It's kind of like when you feel like you're going to get a happy ending and the game kind of just slaps you in the face and is like, no, everyone's miserable and you weren't expecting that. Like, to me, this is a bad end. This is a bad end. Can you give us a bad ending like the one in Lucas's route where it's really not bad at all and I'm like, this is much better for me so that I can cleanse my palate of what you're considering the good ending? Like, marriage and babies, I'm totally fine with getting married, but like the babies is not the end all be all. And I don't like that we're perpetuating that. Like, you're not complete until you marry and have babies. I mean, getting married, we're playing a romance game, so obviously, like, when you, like, we're gonna have a wedding event, sure, sure, yeah, I get it. But babies are not the end all be all, okay? We can be happy without fucking kids. Stop it. Don't. Weird. Like, of all the tropes and all of the misogynistic shit you're gonna get, like, you're never complete without your soulmate. Again, we're playing Romancey Atome game, so obviously we're here for that. But, like, men have to protect you 9 times out of 10. Like, it's like 9.8 times out of 10. You know? Like, okay, usually, sure. But, like, the baby thing, no, I don't like that. That bothers me so much more than anything else. I don't know. I'll take the age gap, okay? 18 and 40, even though that's creepy and gross. But I'd still rather that than, like, children. I don't know. When I look back now, I can tell those last words Father left me. His statement to not follow his footsteps and to go down my own path were probably his way of showing love the only way he could. Or maybe that's just what I want to believe. No, I feel the same way. I agreed, my mind going back to those memories. I took the moment to reminisce upon the day I'd lost everything to before speaking up. Hey, Ed, I want to teach Eddie and our future child that the world isn't just made of beautiful things. Both you and I have suffered. We've seen many things that we didn't want to see. But now, looking back, they were all important experiences, weren't they? Right. They were all necessary experiences. Whether whether the days I despaired that I was unloved, or the day that I took the life of my dear parent with my own hands, they were all unavoidable parts of my life. But it's because I have such experiences that I'm cherishing the present. Sorry. Pausing there, Ed gazed straight into my eyes. Having the person you love by your side isn't guaranteed. Being able to say I love you to that person and being able to hear I love you from that person is a rare privilege. And that's why I'll say it time and time again. I love you, Spacey. Now you're really making me wonder how many times it's been. Smiling at his statement, I took turns gazing at Ed and Eddie. Same here. I love you. I love you both. I love you forever. The wind spun in an upward spiral and twirled torn leaves into the sky. Guided by it, we looked up at the heavens. The blue sky was clear to the horizon, reminding me of a certain someone's eyes. Just like one of Edmund's final thoughts. This world isn't made of only beautiful things, but the color of the boundless sky stretched out above our heads. But the color of the boundless sky stretched out above our heads was so flawless that I had the urge to cry. Wishing from the bottom of my heart that the winds blowing on this hill would always be kind and gentle, I closed my eyes with a smile. All right, we're going to get the thing, so.
ずっと愛が欲しかった。大切に思う誰かを愛したくて、同じように愛して欲しかった。私は環境に恵まれていたけれど、どこかでずっと孤独な気持ちを抱えていたんだ。でも、こうして君と出会って、孤独を分かち合って、互いを唯一と思えるようになって、悲しみの果てに、俺は幸福を得たよ。君が愛をくれたから。ありがとう。愛しているよ。心から。
I do not think I have to adjust that at all because that was actually quite loud, so good. Probably because the music isn't low, like, and the voice acting is probably high because, like, those ones don't turn off, but okay. And I could hear the hint of a soul in it. I'm not gonna lie. I sat here almost the whole time, like, I can picture Azul. So you're doing it a little bit softer. I feel like with Azul, it's a little more like, I don't want to say rough, but it's not as gentle. Like, Edward's a little gentle, and then Azul's a little more like, you know what I mean? There's just that slight difference, but I can still hear it, and I can still picture my Octopimp, okay? I am not complaining. Oh, dear God. Okay. So, we do all of our after stories and stuff after in our bad endings, right? I believe so. I don't remember, but that's what we're gonna do, because whatever. We gotta go and check out. Oh, no. Those are our scrapbook stories. Our gallery is what I want. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okie dokie. Edward. Right. In this game. Okay, so A is replaying the event. Wait. But hold on a second. I just want to see, is there one with the... Which one has multiple? Because I can't remember which button is multiple if it's not A. Oh, change variation is X. Okay. I just don't want to hit the wrong button. You know what I mean? Because this one, A, is not change variation like other games. This game and our other game that we're playing at the same time, like some of the buttons are just like fucking different and it's driving me crazy. Because like I know I should reset them, but it's like, oh, it'll be fine. It's not fine. It's not fucking fine because I cannot fucking figure it out. And because then I go to the other game and I'm like, wait, which button was this? And then this one, certain buttons are the same, but other ones are different. And I just, between the two of them, just having one or two buttons different, but it's not like they share. Like this one, it's like when you're here trying to look at the variations, that's different than it normally is. But going back and forth, like if you needed to look at the log, that's the same. The other game, the log is different, but going through the photos is the same. And it's like, I just cannot remember what is what and where. And I'm like, holy shit. I don't think you can change the button configurations on this. I don't know. I know you can on like the stuff in the game, and I should change it on our other one, but you know I won't. So. Playing with your friend. How cute. Remember when everything was good and it wasn't forced to have kids? Aw. I do like the fact, you know, he's kneeling here, and if you were just looking at it, but like Edmund's shadow looming over him. And then we're like, and when she shows up, it erases like Edmund's shadow. Like, obviously, like that's the way it would be, but there's just something kind of cool about that. That like, oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to show the other I went the wrong way. But you know what I mean? Like the shadow of your father looming over you, and then nope, we're erasing that shadow. I don't know if they intended to do that, but I'm like reading that into it, and like I'm here for it. Yeah, it's just those two. Okay, this one's cute. I love it. But you see what I'm saying? Like her eyes in this are like the same color as his, and then when she's blonde, her eyes are just a slightly lighter color. Like it's like they could have done something a little bit different. You know what I mean? This one's cute. It's really pretty. I like the colors on this one. It's really pretty. Aww. Holding us when we sleep. And then our kiss, our first kiss. There you go. Is that the only one we got? Maybe we got one afterward. You see what I'm saying? Like her eyes are like here, slightly more green tinged than Edward's eyes. There's a slight more aquaness to them, but it's barely fucking different. And in the other one, when she's got her, like, when she's brunette, her eyes are basically the same. It's like it's barely any different. They could have at least done something different, you know what I mean? But, I mean, again, her face is going to look exactly the same, and her hairstyle is the same, sure, but, like, if you were going to go from, like, brunette to blonde, you could have changed her eyes more than, like, blue to, like, slightly turquoisey, where it's barely any different. And like there was that one CG I think in Alfred's where you're going back and forth and you're like, oh yeah, I vaguely see the difference. It's like a find the difference impossible level. Fucking ridiculous. Like she really does look so pretty in this one. And I gotta give him credit, like, because I don't think we've said it. I mean, I think I've said it before that I think she's like really pretty actually, and then like all the CGs. She does not have the stupid saucer. I mean, she does have giant eyes. They all do. But they fit on her face and they're balanced. And you know how much I hate that shit when it's like, why are her eyes so fucking large that they just look stupid? They don't. She's so good. She's like one of the I feel like most of the like characters we've been getting lately, even when they have giant eyes, they're more balanced. Like, yes, she got giant eyes, but like they fit her face and like it's cute, it works, and it's not like, God, why are her eyes falling off her fucking head? Hakawoki Sweet School Life just came out and I got it like last week. So that's also why it's in my head because you know I hate that bitch and the fact that her eyes are literally her entire fucking face and they're falling off her face. I don't know why they drew her so stupid. I don't know why they drew her so bad. She's like one of the worst for the saucer eyes McDurp. She was saucer eyes McDurpface. But you know what I mean? Like they always give him giant eyes, but like I feel like more recently and in newer games, it's like, look, they're giant, but they don't look stupid on her face, you know? Oh, you can't go back to the other ones. Well, I mean that one's cute. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, that. Oh, actually, the funny thing is, I was like trying to go back to the first one, but you can't really see. I kind of like them sitting in the tree together. Is it weird that I like this one a lot? There's something about how floofy and fluffy and like her dress looks. I don't know. Oh, Y is closing the guide. But like, he does have good CGs, but I feel like actually that one's cute too. With them on the grass, that one's pretty. I know that's technically our kissy one, but I do feel like this is, I mean, it's pretty, but I do feel like this is the weakest one out of his, oddly enough. The kiss CG. Like, and honestly, that one's pretty, despite the fact that he's like coated in blood. And this one is cute, but I think she looks better in some of the other ones. He looks amazing in this one though. But also, there's a part of me that just hates that CG a little bit because it's like, oh, you forced me to have kids, so now I can't look at that CG the same way. I do love the tree one, but you know what? Maybe laying in the grass, it's a little bit of a closer, like close up one. But anyway, um, yeah. I guess that's all I have to say. So that's it. We will do what we'll start our bad endings in the next part. You know, it takes us 2 parts, and then we'll do our little after stories because I can't remember if we did our after stories after the good ending. I don't think we do. I think we do them at the end after we finish our bad endings. You'd think I would remember this shit, but I just don't. And it's not like these take that long, but I can't remember. And also, we're overtime anyway, so we ain't got time for that. So we're gonna have to. So anyway, well, that's true because we unlock a second one after one of our bad endings. That's okay. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.